The shift to ultra-low zinc technology. I didn't know there was a shift to
Yeah,
ultra-low zinc technology.
that's
So
correct.
first, can you just give us a backstory of what
Sure,
are we
sure,
replacing? What are we?
sure. If you go back to the history of lubricants, you see that zinc-based additive compounds has been used for a long time in industrial lubrication, hydraulic oil, gear oils, these kind of things. And that zinc compound that we call it ZDDP as a short contain the zinc component and the phosphorus component. And traditionally, people thought that that zinc will create a layer on the surface of the parts inside the components, and that will work as an anti-wear additive
Oh,
to
okay.
protect the surface from wear and these kind of things. Plus, that ZDDP has some sort of antioxidant property added to the oil, and everybody loved that additive package. Some years ago, the like hydraulic oil came to the market without zinc. They were based on the TCP technology or different kinds of chemistries that some of the areas we need them, like if you had a bearing covered with silver or a vane pump with a silver coating, you couldn't use zinc. So industry at the back, they had a zinc product line, which was like 95% of the industry, and 5% was non-zinc based. Not because of the environment, because of that silver-coated items that we
Right.
had. So little by little, and I should say two things. In 2019, Cincinnati University, they did a research and they came up with the idea, with the result that 1.6% of an industrialized country GDP goes against the wear and friction, which means you need more energy.
How much?
1.6% of the GDP of a country, of industrialized country. So if you consider $2,000 billion in Canada, we are talking about $32 billion that we spend extra energy to overcome the extra friction or
That's
buy.
a crazy. Sorry, who came up? Who came up? That's a
University
crazy
of
stat.
Cincinnati, 2019. That's the research that they did. But the point is, so you spend $32 billion to use more energy to overcome the friction or buy extra parts because now parts are worn and
Yeah.
you can use them.
Yeah.
So lubricants should be there to reduce the friction, reduce the wear, give you extended life for that equipment, so
Yeah.
on and so forth. And ZDDP was in the system to do that, right? So the other research that we did at Petro-Canada some years ago, we tested we did two tests in 5 different samples. One test was something that we call it TAN, or total acid number. And the other one was a test that we do it like oxidation stability or oxidation life. We did it on virgin oil and water, virgin oil and copper, virgin oil and zinc, virgin oil and the iron, and the mixture of them. So technically, if you have only one sort of contamination, you don't have any problem. TAN doesn't increase, the oxidation life is there, everybody's happy. But when you mix one of these elements with water, then everything falls apart. So you have a high total acid number, shortened life of the oil. So that zinc, ZDDP, was good. And if you had the water contamination, now you had the higher TAN or total acid number, lower life of the oil, and then it could create the varnish and the sludge in the system. So industry was thinking about it to get rid of it, but there was not a big push because when you want to change that additive, it means extra cost. And normally extra cost is passed to the end user, and end user is not happy to pay more for the oil for the same operation and application. So it was there and not there. Till the time that the European Chemical Agency, they start talking about a special type of zinc ZDDP additive, which is not good for the environment. So they start putting ban on it or think about to put a ban on it. And that pushed the industry toward the fact that now we should think about future, because if they put a ban on it, and you cannot make it, and what else you should do, okay? So they start thinking about removing ZDDP from the formulation. During that research, they find out that, hey, you know what? ZDDP, zinc was not the main anti-wear additive. Zinc was a carrier to take the phosphorus to the point, and now phosphorus make that layer, and zinc will be released to the oil. So if we can transfer that phosphor to the point of contact as we wish, we don't need the zinc. So now they come up with a new formulation that they call it ultra-low zinc. I think it's about up to 50 ppm zinc compared to 1,200 ppm at the past. That solves the environmental problem. That solves the European regularity issue that they have with the REL zinc, and that solves the any sort of contamination or shorten life in oxidation or total acid number increase.